Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video, and today we're going to be trying out an all legendary deck inside of Clash Royale, seeing as we have 7 legendary cards now inside of the game, and we can almost make a complete deck using them. Now, I'm actually going to use the Goblins as my 8th card, just in case someone's running the Prince, the P.E.K.K.A, or anything like that, because honestly, I don't think I have anything to deal with that, and it's not like this deck is very good anyways, but it's at least going to be fun to try out, and let's go ahead and see how we can do it. Now, most of my legendary cards are level 4. For the new cards, my Lumberjack is only level 3 and my Log is only level 2, and personally I think the Log is terrible. I don't know if anyone else has found any uses for it. I've been trying it out inside a couple of battles and I've been talking to people about it, and no one's really found a great use for it. It's such a risky card, especially when you go against people who have Minion Horde or something like that. You have to bring arrows or Fireball, or else you're going to be in a lot of trouble, especially if you're not running any other anti-air. So for me, I really don't like the Log, but since it is a legendary, I guess I'm just going to use it inside of this battle. And let's go ahead and do a quadruple legendary push on the right-hand side. We got the Ice Wizard, the Princess, the Sparky, as well as the Lava Hound. Now, I guess our Lava Hound's only level 3. I thought I upgraded it to level 4, but still, we've got the Sparky going crazy on the tower. We've got the Miner as well. And even though we're facing a level 13, which is sort of strange because I'm still climbing my way back up the ranks, it looks like we're actually going to take that first tower fairly easily and be able to set up for the right hand side to do another push. Now, taking a look at the cards that I have, I could probably start with a couple of them, but I don't want to play my Lumberjack. The Lumberjack is actually surprisingly quick, so I don't want to drop him too soon. I'm just going to play the Sparky, start building up from the back, and to see what Fox does to counter it. Alright, so he's going to be using the Royal GG, so let's drop the Goblins right there. We're going to play a Lumberjack right in front of our Sparky. This should make for a pretty big push, and since his Musketeer's at full HP, I don't want to give up 1,000 damage onto my tower, so the Ice Wizard should be able to counter her. And take a look as the Lumberjack dies and makes the Sparky go into rage mode and absolutely annihilate that tower. So 2 towers down. The Valkyrie just barely kills the Sparky before we're able to take it out. I tried to drop the Goblins to distract the Valkyrie, but honestly, that was me sort of just trolling because I knew the game was over. And at this point, he's got me from both sides attacking, and I'm going to go ahead and try to stop that Royal Giant push. Now, I really don't care if he takes a single tower, so I'm going to go ahead and start my own push down the right-hand lane. We've got the Lumberjack, we've got the Sparky, I've got the Princess as well. If he actually dropped a Valkyrie right there, he would have been able to dominate us, but take a look at those guys get absolutely annihilated by the Sparky. And at this point, just a couple more troops. We've got a Miner in the back. I was hoping I'd actually catch that Valkyrie, or sorry, that Musketeer. And at this point, we've been going so aggressive on offense. Might want to play a little bit of defense against this Royal Giant in the very center, but still not going to be too big of a deal. Princess even drops inside of the poison, but this one's been over since the beginning after that first tower push. And that's going to wrap it up for a 2-crown-to-1 victory. So solid stuff. There's a lot of flaws in this deck, and when I say a lot, I mean just a crazy amount, but still pretty fun right there. Let's go ahead and grab another battle right here against AQHATK and see what we can do. Now, we didn't use the Lava Hound too much inside of the last battle. We used it once, so let's go ahead and start off with it from the very back and see how we can pull this one out. Actually, I don't even know if we used the Lava Hound in the last battle, but it looks like he's using the Royal Giant push yet again. I'm going to drop my Goblins. Looks like his Ice Wizard as well as his Princess is going to do mad work right there. I've got my own Princess to try to stop those Fire Spirits, and even though we took a decent amount of damage, you can see I'm going to play my first Log to take out that Princess, and looks like my Lava Hound's going to get to that right-hand tower. And if you guys have seen the Lava Pups nowadays, the Lava Pups do so much damage, especially if you get the Lava Pups stuck inside of a rage spell from the Lumberjack. It actually does a crazy amount of damage, and I've been having a lot of fun with that combo. Alright, so while he goes for a Miner Goblin push, you can see I had the Lava Hound on the right, did about 1,000 damage to the tower, as well as my Miner beating the left-hand tower, and yeah, so far so good. Even though he damaged my bottom left, I know that I've done more damage overall to his towers, and we should be in a fine position. Alright, so checking what card we want to play next. I could play pretty much anything but the Lumberjack. The Ice Wizard is surprisingly slow, and he actually ends up dropping his Royal Giant on the left-hand side. So I'm going to play a perfect Log to actually kill those Goblins as well as the Princess, and that's actually going to work out pretty nicely right there. Alright, so next up, we'll play a Lumberjack in front of our Sparky, hoping that our Lumberjack dies and then makes our Sparky do an insane amount of damage. Lumberjack's actually going to lock onto the tower, and take a look at the damage that he does. It's sort of surprising, but the Lumberjack does about 3 damage per hit, or 300 damage per hit at level 3, which is pretty impressive. And now we've got a raged up Sparky onto his tower. It's just going to keep doing an insane amount of damage and actually end up wiping it out in just 2 shots. So good game right there, 3 crowns to 0 inside of this battle and 39 trophies. Again, still working our way back up the ranks, so we're not playing a lot of fully maxed out players. I've been running into a couple of them, such as that level 13 in the very beginning. But let's go ahead and hop into another battle against, it looks like someone from France, and let's see if we're actually able to knock this guy out. I was actually in France like 3 weeks ago, and I almost got mugged, so maybe I should take out all my anger on those muggers from France against this guy. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. We got a Sparky on the right. We've got a Princess on the left. His level 3 Princess actually will do a pretty good job, so I'm going to have to log her down. And again, the log, even though, you know, you get a little bit extra value against the Princess, and it does more damage against some melee troops, I really feel like it's so bad compared to arrows right now that I don't know why you would ever really use it. You can, even though it does save 1 elixir, it's just so much more risky when you go against the minion horde, when you go against regular minions, when you go against lava pups. Anything like that will absolutely negate your log 100%. So that's why I don't really like the log. Not to mention that I think it's like not wide enough. I feel like the log should maybe have a little bit of a, first of all, it should do a little bit more damage, and then secondly, probably have its width spread out by 1 more. It just feels like it's too narrow right now compared to something like the arrows, where the arrows are almost impossible to miss, and you can get so much value out of those arrows compared to a perfectly placed log. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the log right now. Not a card I will ever use inside of my deck. I don't remember seeing any of the higher level players using the log as well. It's just really in a bad spot. So yeah, if you guys get a log out of your crown chest or whatever chest that you're opening, best of luck finding a way to use it, because right now it's sort of useless inside of the game. Alright, so Lava Hound is going to the tower. We get the Lava Hound Sparky Princess combo. The minions are going to eat my Sparky alive before my Princess can retarget them, but still, we've got a Miner onto the King Tower. We've got the Lava Pups, which are about to go crazy. I'm going to go ahead and drop my Ice Wizard to try to kill that Princess before she does too much, but it looks like the tower should go down with a log to finish it off, and that's going to wrap it up for another 3 crown to 0 victory. So good stuff here. Looks like we've had some pretty solid battles so far, but let's go ahead and hop into one more battle right here and to see if this one can come down to the wire. Again, all legendary decks. I tried goblins. I also tried arrows as my other card that I was using inside of this deck, but it just didn't feel right. It's really annoying when you have the log and you have to bring the arrows alongside it. It just feels really redundant. And yeah, okay, I need to stop bashing on the log. You guys know how I feel about the log by now. Let's go for a push on the right hand side. We're going to be playing against Jin from Unlimited. We're going to drop the goblins. We've got the Lumberjack as well as the Lava Hound. The Valkyrie is going to be a perfect counter to everything I was running down that lane, as well as a cannon will take care of that Lumberjack. But now the Lava Hound is raged, and guys, if you guys have seen a raged Lava Hound before, it does almost absolutely nothing as it sits there and does like 50 damage every hit. Okay, well, Lava Hound's gonna die. The Lava Pups, of course, actually do a reasonable amount of damage, so they're gonna knock down that tower to 1972. Ice Wizard is gonna go as well, and at this point, he's starting to get a little bit of an elixir pump advantage. It's actually a pretty good strategy. He's playing pretty well right now. He sacrificed about 1,300 damage on his right-hand tower to get an elixir lead against me. He played his goblins for a nice little counter to my miners, so this guy's actually playing pretty well. I gotta hand it to him. If I don't start playing well, keep in mind I'm using an all legendary deck, so stranger things have happened. Let's go ahead and drop our goblins, and he's gonna play a zap spell, but unfortunately for him, the level 11 zap is not strong enough to kill the goblins. I feel a little bit dirty for that, but let's go ahead and keep playing. We've got the Lumberjack, which is going to die and drop a rage spell by itself. The Lumberjack, another card which I'm still trying to find out the best way to use. I feel like the Lumberjack does have his uses just because he's so strong by himself, doing 300 damage per hit at level 3, especially if he was fully maxed out. You can only imagine the type of damage that he would do, but let's go ahead and drop a Miner on the very top to negate that elixir pump. Looks like the Miner's going to be able to smack that down. Meanwhile, my Sparky's going crazy against all the buildings and stuff he's dropping on the right hand side, and unfortunately we didn't get one last shot off against the Musketeer, but I'm gonna have to drop some goblins probably, or actually I'm just gonna let the Musketeer attack the tower. It's only gonna be 2 hits, take about a couple hundred damage. I just don't want to give up that elixir lead that I had right there. And then now we can go for one final huge push down this lane. Now take a look at this log. I dropped the log last second. I'm gonna have to drop the goblins to help out against this hog rider as well. The hog rider is gonna take the tower all the way down to 330 HP. This guy's actually killing me right now. I know I'm using an all legendary deck, but he's playing extremely well, giving the level disadvantage. So he's gonna start going crazy. We've got the lumberjack and the ice wizard trying to lock onto the tower. We've got the lava hound as well, getting dragged around by those cannons. This one's getting a little bit crazy. The tower's down to 279 before the lava pups actually lock onto it and take it all the way down. And seeing as my tower's at 330, I've got to be scared as he drops his hog rider. Looks like he's going to start attacking the tower. It's going to go down to 12 HP. I have not seen a single damage dealing card that this guy has in his deck. So it looks like as time expires, he's going to be 12 HP away from taking down that tower. And overall, he played this pretty well. So really well played by Jin right there, trying to fight off the level difference as I used an absolutely ridiculous deck. Look at this deck right here. It is just stupid. But anyways, it was fun to do. It was fun to play. Let me know what you guys think about the legendaries in the comment section below. Again, I think the log, definitely the worst out of any of the legendaries right now. Probably one of the worst cards inside of the entire game. All the other ones, you guys sort of know my opinion. I think the lumberjack is sort of up in the air and it really just has to find a place as far as the deck goes. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, peace out.